Hey everybody, welcome back to another stock trading tutorial. Today I'm going to be going over Teledoc. I see maybe what could be a potential trade forming, so I wanted to walk you through a very quick video on what I'm going to be doing, what I notice, what I see looking at this chart right here on the screen. So first thing we have is a most recent high. This is a 20-day chart, and you can see that Teledoc has hit a most recent high of 39.88 before dropping all the way down to 27.38. And then what I notice is that it starts to form this kind of trading range right around here. Very important to say that just because something has happened once doesn't mean it'll happen again. The whole idea here is that it gives you an idea, it gives you some potential sorts of indications on what it could, might, maybe do. That way, we can form a trading strategy to make some money on this stock, maybe, or cut our losses if things go south. So first thing we notice is after this thing hits a new most recent low right here, it gradually over the next couple days goes all the way up to around $34 and let's say $34.50. Before then, over the next period, a few days, selling back off and stopping right here at $29.59-ish. And then over the next few days, going back up to into the mid 34s, and then gradually kind of selling back off. And hey, look where it stops again, also around this level of the $29-30 range. So we have one sell-off, another sell-off, and every time this stock gets into the $34 range, it sells off. 34, sells off. 34, look where we are right now, 34.91. Doesn't mean that it's going to sell off. It's just giving me sort of like a plan here to say like, oh, I've noticed that in the past when it gets to these levels, into the 34s, into the 34s, into the 34s, it usually drops to the 29s or 30s. So we can do a whole bunch of different things here. One thing we can do is draw Fibonacci retracements. You right click, you go to add drawing, you go to this percentage looking sign that says, why isn't it showing? Hello? Well, it should be saying Fibonacci retracements, but it's not. Anyway, we drop it down to this low and we have our retracements here. This sort of gives us the range, right? You can see it. It stops up here. This is sort of like resistance. In other words, it's resisting going above this 34.99. And then here we have a version of a support line where it stops here, it stops here. And we can set alerts using these Fibonacci retracements to notify us that we might have a trade forming. Now, I can set an alert right here at $30 and whatever cents. $30. It looks like $30 and I don't know, 17 cents range. I can click right here and I can hit create alert withdrawing. And when it crosses below, you can see here now it's going to notify me. The problem with this is that it has to cross below this price, and it might not, right? The thing about support and resistance lines is you want to use them more as like a gauge. You want to use them more as like an approximation. If you're very literal about it, it has to hit this exact number. It probably won't, and you might miss your trade. So what I prefer to do, we can get rid of these Fibonacci retracements. We have right here a kind of support line, right? So we can draw and we can put a little price level. This is straight line, and we can just drop it right here. Now I'm keeping an eye on this level. If the stock breaks this support line and drops lower, and I've purchased the stock, I need to have a plan in mind to cut losses. Usually that's somewhere around 7%. So if this stock starts to drop, breaks the support line and pushes lower like it has, like it could do over here, I need to be ready to sell and cut my losses. But what I like to do is come up just a little bit higher, right? So I said, hey, anytime this gets into the 29s, 50s to the $30 range, I like to be ready. So I'm going to come up here to $31 or thereabouts. That's $30.94, whatever. And I'm going to drop a line right here. And the reason I'm going to do this is that now it gives me time to really study this trade, get my thoughts ready, look at everything in the moment, and I don't have to rush. Look, we've already broken out. We're going up to 35 now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an alert withdrawing here. Because it might not cross below here. It might not get to this level. This is what I'm going to be waiting for. I'm going to be waiting for the stock to get to 30.29.50. But I want to be ready. I want to be able to watch in the moment. I want to be sitting and watching. So now I have my alert at around the $30.90 mark, 31 bucks range. When it crosses below this, I can be doing anything else. I can be on a number of different charts. I can be trading something else. I can be looking at AMC, for example. If I want to look at AMC, I can be at AMC. And my alert will go off. And I'll come back to Teledoc, and I'll be like, oh, look, it's crossed below my target line here. It's crossed below where my alert has been set. Now I need to watch and wait to see what happens. As it gets lower to this level and kind of holds support, that's when I'm going to make my trade. So somewhere in the $29.50, $30 range. And as it moves back up, I'm going to be using this as my price target. So 34-ish is going to be where I'm going to hopefully sell this trade and get out. So just keeping in mind, it's let's just say, for an example, I get it at $30 a share. I buy 100 shares. It costs me $3,000 to buy that 100 shares, and it goes up to $34, and that's where I sell. I've made 400 bucks. Now, something else you can do, you can right-click. You can go add drawing. Sorry. And you can come over here to trend line, and it'll show you that it is about an 18% gain. See where it says 18.1, 18.4, 18.7. It'll show you if I sell the stock at $34, I'm trying to move slowly, that is a 14% gain on my money if this trade goes the way I want. If it doesn't go the way I want and I have to sell at a 7% loss, we're looking at selling at $27.57. So I'm in at 30. I'm going to cut my losses at around $27.57, and I'm going to take my profits at around $34 and take my 15% gain. There you go. That's a quick 7-minute video on how to potentially trade this stock. Now look, Teledoc might break out resistance here and shoot higher, in which case, obviously this is no longer a trade. Also keep in mind that it's May 27th. It's 11:30 in the morning. I don't know when you're going to watch this video. It could be a year from now. It could be 5 years from now. This isn't always going to be a trade, right? This exact setup. This is really just for educational purposes. When you see something like this, hey, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and it stops at the same level. It stops here and it stops there. It stops here and it stops there. You've recognized the trading range, and that's something you can use to profit off of. So if you thought this video was helpful, please hit the bell, please hit the subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.